Recording in progress.
I'd like to call the November 5th legislative meeting to order. Everyone please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you everyone for coming. Tonight we're going to start off with our public hearings. We're going to do the first public hearing we're going to do is going to be the adoption of the local levy override. We'll go ahead and read the notice. The notice of public hearing is hereby given that the Town Board of the Town of Fallsburg will conduct a public hearing on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024 at 6 p.m. at the Town Hall Meeting Room at 19 Railroad Plaza, South Fallsburg, New York 12779, relative to Town of Fallsburg Local Law Number 2 of 2024, a local law to override the tax levy limit established in General Municipal Law, Section 3C. Do I have a motion to open the hearing?
Motion. Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. All right. We are now going to open the hearing for, this is specifically to override the tax levy, the tax cap. Does anybody here want to speak to that matter? No. Anyone?
The tax cap?
Tax cap, that's to override. It's supposed to, they say, yeah, they say it's a 2%, it's not, it's a misnomer, it's not really 2%, it's a calculation, but there's a certain tax cap that we're allowed to increase taxes for, and if we go over that amount, we have to pass a local law to do that. So if nobody wants to speak to that, anyone on Zoom want to speak on that, on this matter?
No.
No? All right, so then I will go ahead and entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
I have a motion and
Second.
a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. So the next public hearing is for our preliminary 2025 preliminary budget. Notice is hereby given the Town of Fallsburg will conduct a public hearing relative to the proposed 2025 preliminary budget, including water, sewer, refuse, re-levy, and demolition charges, and the assessor's report S495 exemption impact report, town summary for the Town of Fallsburg, Sullivan County, New York. Such hearing will commence on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Town of Fallsburg, Town Hall New Meeting Room, 19 Railroad Plaza, South Fallsburg, New York 12779. Meeting will also be available in public. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion.
I have a
Second.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. The public hearing is now open. Would anyone like to speak regarding the proposed 2025 preliminary budget? Does anybody online want to speak to this matter?
No.
No. Okay. So then if that's the case, I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. All right. So with that said, our two public hearings are now closed. And we will go ahead and move on to our regular legislative meetings for tonight. The supervisor's report, I just want to say that last Monday we had the food pantry. It was very well received. I believe we had like 12 new families show up. We also had a number of town employees to help out with the effort.
I also we need to thank the police department, they were there. So was that New Hope?
Yeah. New Hope
New
usually.
Hope.
No,
yes.
ARC.
ARC
I'm
usually
sorry.
comes, yeah.
ARC, the officers were there from Fallsburg.
Yeah, we had folks from the building department. We had a number of folks out there to help out with the event. And it is, I gotta say, it's very popular. I think it was a great idea moving it to the senior center. It's a central location in town. It provides for a lot of folks who will come and utilize the service, and I'm thankful that we're able to make that a permanent program for the town.
Also the trumpetry was well attended by all.
The trunk or treat, this is in Woodburn, right?
Woodburn, yes.
Yeah.
It was better attended than the school was. Our officers were there, there was the sheriff's department, the troopers, council people from here. I want to thank Richard Bound for the candy. Everybody, everybody did their share for the kids. And the kids are our future, so they're important.
Thank you. All right. And if that's the case, let's move on to our correspondence. Holly, do we have any correspondence tonight?
Not.
We do not. All right, so then we'll open comments. Does anybody want to speak tonight? Anybody want to speak online?
Are we expected to have a major increase in taxes that we have to override the cap?
The preliminary budget for 2025 is out, has a combined proposed increase of 4.85%.
Combined means school and town?
No, it means the village and out of the village. And, and we are gonna pass it next Tuesday, so there's time for us to work out details and see if we can work on that a little bit more.
The tax cap, there's two different things. The tax cap you pass whether you're gonna go over or not, because it's a calculation, and if you, for some reason, the calculation is different when the state reviews it, there's huge penalties and clawbacks in the following
So
year.
all the towns do it in America?
Everyone, as far as I know, every municipality passes a tax cap override as a precautionary measure to make sure that there's no accidental penalties, whether they're gonna go over or not.
What were the tax increases in the past couple of years? What were the increases?
I can't recall offhand, I can get back to you on that.
Maybe there was one last year.
Over the past 6 years, there's been an average of 0.97,
By 1%.
which is kinda unrealistic.
It's-
It's kinda unrealistic.
It's quadrupling this year, I guess.
Well, someday someone has to pay the piper eventually. But I don't have in front of me, you go by what I like to say is what it costs per thousand. So I don't know, I think it's right now it stands at $82 per 100,000 of assessment, your taxes would go up. So if you have a $100,000 home, the assessment increased by $82 for the whole. So, I mean, I try to look at it as that way. You know, it sounds kind of, but, $82 over the whole year, with the way the economy is and the way,
With
everything is
inflation.
increased, it's not a tremendous amount when you talk about it in dollars.
Okay, anyone else wanna speak from the public? No one online, so I'm gonna go ahead and close the public portion. Alright, so let's move on to our agenda items for tonight. Number one, motion to approve the warrant number 10B24 dated 10/23/24 in the amount of $817,682.44.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes. Number two, motion to approve town board minutes dated 10/22/2024.
Motion.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Number four, number three, we're gonna skip tonight. The person that we were looking to approve tonight has pulled out from consideration and is no longer an agenda item for tonight. Number four, resolution of the town of Fallsburg to adopt a policy on the release of employee-related information under FOIL as amended by Article 6 of the Freedom of Information Law, Chapter 302 of the laws of 2024. This is essentially, so a state law was passed that basically requires notification if anyone does a FOIL request for employment-related records, then the person that is subject to that records request is required to be notified that someone out there is gonna be doing a FOIL request. So we're just passing a resolution to be in conformance with that state law.
And just the important thing about this is that the FOIL law itself doesn't change. It was just to add a little bit of, like a minimum amount of due process if your employment disciplinary records are being disclosed, that they're notified and that the town is required to make an effort to let them know that it has, because in the past, we have had FOIL requests that we've had to comply with, and there was no mechanism or requirement to tell whoever's records were produced that they were done. So it's just to add a notice to the person whose records are being disclosed. It doesn't change the law. All of the protections for private information, for public safety, for police and investigations, all of those statutes remain the same. The public officers law didn't change. Just gives this little extra notice for these particular records.
All right, so do I have a motion for approval of resolution number 5?
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 6, we're going to table tonight, this is related to our
No,
total.
That was
Yeah,
number 4, you
fine.
That
skipped
was number
over 5.
4.
I apologize.
The,
Number 5, so this one has to do with creating a new elected office. The office is for the receiver of taxes and assessments. Essentially, in the Class B town, we have a collector of taxes, but now, for a while, we've been a Class A town where we have more than 10,000 residents. We're required to create a new elected office specifically dedicated to to receiving taxes and assessments. So what we're doing in this resolution is we're now creating all the procedural steps necessary to be able to create that elected office. So number 5, resolution of the town of Fallsburg to take all procedural steps necessary to create the elected office of taxes and assessments as required by town law section 20 for election in November of 2025, number 66 of 2024. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. So number 6, we're going to table tonight, simply because we do not have a quorum, so we're gonna try to, we'll get this on the agenda for the future. So, that's
Just to make it clear, the recusal should be on the record.
Okay, so we have 2 recusals, and the recusals are going to be Brian Behan and Jeff Weiner, is that correct? Just to get them on the record?
Yeah, just have it on the record, they're recused.
Right, so if that's the case, we do not have a quorum to be able to vote in one way or the other, so we're going to table this resolution until such time that we have a full board that's able to vote on this matter. So that's it for resolutions tonight. However, we did have correspondence. The chief of the Fallsburg of the Fallsburg Fire Department wanted to speak to us tonight. Do you still want to come up and give a report?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, come on up.
Good evening, as everybody knows, my name is Jordan.
Jordan, can you come up here and stand right about there? Perfect.
I'm Chief of the Fallsburg Fire Department. I want to give credit where credit's due. Last Tuesday, we had this massive structure fire at the Pines Hotel. We were there approximately 18 hours. Giving the credit due, the credit to people who earn it is Bobby McKean and Anthony Jaworski from Highway. Anytime I called them throughout the entire scene, they responded. They came out, made sure we had water, made sure the water was working in the town, made sure we had water at the hydrants. Just after midnight, we ran out of fuel, or all our trucks had run out of fuel. Anthony came out with the fuel truck and refilled all our, I won't say all of them, but gave us a great amount of fuel to keep us running until we were able to find other means of fuel. So I just want to point it out. He came out, they didn't have to, but with the phone call, they both came out and supported us, supported the scene.
Out of curiosity, in a situation like that, it's great that he did it, but for some reason, you couldn't get a hold of him. What's like the normal procedure for that? Because obviously you're not getting gas at 1 o'clock in the morning.
We really haven't crossed that bridge yet.
Really?
The county, from what I understand, is trying to come up with a solution for that. Like I sent Woodridge Fire Department to the mobile, they were able to break away and get fuel and come back.
Right.
I guess, see if the county can help us. There's other ways of going about it, but from what I understand from Jack and John, but they're trying to resurrect something right now for if a large scale incident happens again.
Right.
Especially in the wintertime, if you guys were plowing snow and we had this,
Right.
there's no way Anthony would have been able to take the town surplus and give it to the fire service.
Right.
But I just wanna say thank you to the town for the assistance that they gave us.
And I heard from other departments, and thank you for taking care of the structure fire and everything, and you did a good job.
I didn't come here for recognition, but thank you.
You wanna know something? A lot of people are out and they complain about this and that. It's nice to hear a compliment every so often. and they were complimenting you. You were taking care of the scene quite well, so thank you.
That's all I have. Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
thank you.
Thank you, chief. All right, if that's the case, I'll entertain a motion to either vote in executive session if we need to, or to adjourn.
Yes, motion to executive session.
Personnel matter.
Personnel.
Okay,
Second.
I have a motion to go into executive session for.
Mr. Sherman, sir.
All right, I have a motion to enter executive session for personnel matters and a second, all in favor?
Who was the
Motion
second? I
passes.
missed that.
It was Nate and Miranda.
Miranda. All right, we do not anticipate any further business tonight after executive session. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out, and with that, we are adjourned.
Please vote if you haven't voted. Sure, right.
Yes, it is.
Wait a minute.
They don't live there forever.
I want to get that.
Hold on, that's always the beginning of the meeting.
Take that next